the 4th of July, and I thought I'd share this pretty little scene that one of my neighbors has set up in their yard, red, white, and blue. Hello. I thought we could take a look at the July 2022 Better Homes and Gardens today. There's a lot of summary little features in this, and this is one of them, these cake pops. And that sorbet. So you have a confetti cake layer and a sorbet layer. In this case, they've used mango and raspberry. They're a little complicated to put together. We will look at the recipe, but they sure are pretty. Then you put this little rosette. I think that's just whipped cream and then some rainbow sprinkles on top. And it says, "Hello, summer. Serve up cool treats and family fun." This ad is darkly lit, except for that, because it's a nighttime scene. We see a little child sleeping. Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference. And look at this cute light. IKEA has the cutest little lights for kids. It wouldn't necessarily even have to be just for kids. But if you go on their website, they have a lot of cute little night lights. And then they have a dinosaur sheet. Maybe it's a pillow case. I don't know. It's very cute. It's a table of contents and an extra gum ad that I've seen a million times in these magazines. A letter to the editor. An Olay ad, healthier looking skin in just 14 days. This has collagen. Usually they have a money back guarantee on those things. I don't think they currently do. I thought this was interesting. On BHG.com, they have several things, and one of them, if you go to BHG.com/windaily, there are daily sweepstakes to win all kinds of things. You can check that out. And they also have tips on how to clean your grill, simple meal prep, and look at that pretty scene of a summertime party. Go all in on a summer soiree. The simple meal prep on their website has to do a lot with using your slow cooker in the summer, which maybe you wouldn't think too much about because you might think of a big pot of soup or something you don't want to eat in the summer. But, I got my crock pot out the other day. It was hot, but it's an alternative to cooking something without having to turn the oven or stove or both on. So it's something to think about. Check it out. Look at this little guy. That is a Hill Science Diet ad. This is a skin care food. They have a Surtec ad. This lady's flinging her miniature golf club, and everybody's taking cover because she is sneezing. Here are little summertime tips. This one I did myself. It is a website to find out, you can calculate how much your gas is going to cost for your trip. And it's through AAA, gasprices.aaa.com. There are other sites that you can do that on, but since gas is so high, you can see how much it's going to cost. Look at these little kids. They both have binoculars looking. We have Dad tying up something on top of the car, maybe an inner tube. And the dog has a frisbee, and he's saying, "Don't forget me, everybody." And July 17th is National Ice Cream Day. Make sure to write that down. And this says Park Perks. If you're visiting national parks, you can go and get a free Junior Ranger guide. And you can get sworn in as a Junior Ranger by an actual park ranger. And if you do certain things, you can get a badge. I didn't know that. And here are the Summer Classics checklist. Beach Day, fruity ice pops, lobster rolls, group bike ride, sprinkler party, family campout, pizza on the grill. I've never tried pizza on the grill. I think I would make a mess. And geocaching. So those are their little suggestions there, things you can try. Now make sure you write this one down. August 15th is National Relaxation Day. So we are compelled to do nothing that day. There's a truck that just started outside. And this is the time of the year that the monarchs are laying their eggs. I know I see milkweed plants all over my neighborhood. I don't have any. I have a lot of plants and flowers, though, that maybe they can use. And I have seen quite a few butterflies already here. And this says all aboard, and this is talking about an app. If you're taking a caravan trip with other people in other cars, there is an app. It's called Wanderlog, where you can use it to communicate with each other. If you are doing something like that this summer, look at these s'mores. Enjoy the backyard s'more. It's a Hershey's ad. They look good. This is really cool. I've never heard of anything like this. It's a cyanotype. And you can buy this paper at, well, you could Google that, a cyanotype paper. And sunprints.org is one of them. But you can use the power of the sun to make these graphic blue and white prints. And they are using all things found in nature. Pine cones, seashells, different flowers, and different leaves. And you get your paper, you choose your subject, and, oh, they used rocks too, because only the shadows cast by the objects will appear. So the opacity, size, and shape are key, and so is timing. If the sun is directly overhead, shadows will be shorter and better capture the objects, the true outline of the objects. So you place your paper on a flat surface, arrange your nature items, and then if you can, place a piece of glass or acrylic on top, because the flatter your objects, the crisper the final image will be. And the glass should be larger than the paper. Then you put it in the sun, for it says only 3 to 5 minutes, and the paper will turn a bronzish color. Then you do have to develop it in water after that. It seems like the kind of thing that might take you several tries to perfect, but they sure are pretty. And I've never really seen anything like that. So it says to prep it in a shady spot. Well, that would make sense. Use glass that isn't UV coated, or your cyanotype won't develop. And experiment with your light angles. So it's a cyanotype, and they look very pretty. Here's a Skechers ad with Brooke Burke looking very perky in her Skechers. Look at these cool binoculars. I was looking at this before, and I remembered all the different pairs of binoculars that we've inherited from different family members, actually, that were huge. If you can think of those big black binoculars that weigh, it seems like they weigh like 50 pounds. But these seem so lightweight. These are from, I know they're $100, or they're $95. and they are waterproof, and they're from knoxprovisions.com. They seem very lightweight, and they talk about getting a guide to birds for daytime use so you can see things in your own backyard, and using them at night too as a low-cost alternative to having a great big telescope. And they are a great and inexpensive way to observe the night sky. And that, I never thought of that, to be honest with you. So, Knox Provisions. And here's a Temptations package that a cat has torn. All it takes is a shake. Look at somebody really tore that up. Here's a Honey Nut Cheerios ad with the little bee. And we know that Better Homes and Gardens is celebrating their 100-year anniversary, so they always have a little throwback theme. And here they have all the different drive time tips if you're traveling with a family throughout the years. In 1935, it says, keep kids busy and feeling important. And they suggest giving them a little notebook to track expenses and mileage, and have somebody else be the navigator on a paper map, and somebody else can record the day's happenings in a little paper notebook. That's in 1935. Then in 1949, they suggest that one writer sketch characters, heroes and villains, and another writer set up the plot, and then another writer create terrible trouble, and another writer gets you out of the terrible trouble. Then we jump to 2005, where they suggest to cut the screen time in favor of interacting with each other. So that's just a little snapshot on how times have changed. And here is from 1939, a little suggestion on how to engage field games, even in a very small backyard. And they suggest tetherball, volleyball, badminton, or even tennis. But don't sweat creating a regulation setup. Use what you have. I have my little lights here, my attempt at a little Independence Day decoration, which is actually a combination of Valentine's Day garland and my little lights that I've used before. And here we have some suggestions through the years for family reunions. This one's cool. It's in the 1970s. It says to bring a basket of old photos at your family reunion, if you have one, and have everyone agree on the labeling of them. I know sometimes it's hard when you're going through pictures to agree on who exactly the people were, or maybe sometimes the setting. But if you have your whole family gathered, that might be a good time to hash that out and write down the details, so maybe people aren't left wondering later. And then in 1987, it says that they suggested having recipe cards mailed in the mail, so you could pre-print family cookbooks. And that's interesting too. And in 1995, they suggest bringing white elephant gifts and having a white elephant party, or maybe a Yankee swap. And, depending on the mix of people you have, that could be something that could be successful. I know in my family, we kind of phased that out because we have one faction of the family that is maybe a little dark humored, and one faction that is not. And we've had some Yankee swaps go haywire because of that, but that's a whole nother story. This is about summertime frizz, and they show 3 lovely ladies here with different examples of hair that is prone to frizz. Curly hair, gray hair, and processed hair. And what maybe we can do about it, maybe you have a combination of those 3 or one of them, but it says when you comb curls, if you comb through your curls, the individual hairs separate and you're going to get more volume and texture. So the less you disturb the curl pattern, the more defined the curl will be. And then here it says, that the gray hairs, some of us know this, they're more coarse and wiry, and they are more prone to dryness. And then processed hair with chemicals, like bleaching and coloring, can damage the cuticle. And that's what this is all about. It's the cuticle, the outer layer of the hair. And it looks something like shingles on a roof, if you can imagine that. And when the shingles are lifted, when the hair is trying to take in moisture, they create the halo of tiny hair fibers. That's called frizz. That makes a lot of sense. And here's a product, a deep moisture product, but I think this is for skin, although we all know Dove, it is. Makes hair products too. Maybe they work for you. So what do they say here to stop the frizz? They have some products that you can look for. There's a leave-in and some other shampoos. Nexus Ultralight Smooth Weightless Frizz Protection Shampoo. And this is Nature Lab Tokyo Perfect Texture Curl Cream. And neither one of them are terribly expensive. But the 4 ways to stop the frizz are to start in the shower. And it says the obvious, to choose a soothing shampoo and conditioner. But it also says to leave a little conditioner on the ends. Just regular conditioner, leave it on your ends. Dry gently. So gently blot your wet hair with a soft t-shirt or wrap it in a microfiber towel. And they have a product there. These products are easy to find. The one they suggest is at Sephora. Add a leave-in. And it acts like a shield, so the frizz doesn't even form in the first place. And the last is embrace a summer style. I mean, it is summer, so a beachy, casual look, might be just what the doctor ordered. If you can't beat them, join them kind of thing with the frizz. We've seen that ad before. Always discreet. Oh, and here we have some products. Love the hot summer days, but not what they do to your makeup? Well, let's see if maybe some of these things you can try. None of them are terribly expensive either. This is from Benefit Cosmetics. Krista Strawberry Pink Blush. Isn't that pretty? BenefitCosmetics.com. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I think that's the most expensive thing out of these. That's $35. Smashbox Photo Finish Control Mattifying Primer. It controls T-zone oil. And this liner by Lancome, it says it's an ergonomic liquid liner. No smudging. I don't know if they guarantee that. And this is Maybelline. New York Superstay Vinyl Ink Liquid Liner. And this is red hot. Laura Geller Spackle Waterproof Eye Primer and Concealer. That's down here. LauraGeller.com. prevents any shadow from creasing. I wonder if it works. And this is a Saint-Tropez Instant Glow Body Bronzer. And that's at Ulta. It's a long wear makeup that's like a temporary tan. Look at her beautiful eyes in contrast to her darker skin. It's so pretty. That's a Sustain ad. This has Tranquil Teal. Aren't they serene? Paint colors. And I think they're all from brands that you could pretty much go to any store. Yes, this one's Benjamin Moore. Coco Pelli Teal. Paradise Landscape. And this is Bear. This one's Glidden. Azure Tide. And this one's just called Really Teal. And it's by Sherwin-Williams. And they'll show in the next few pages decorating schemes using beautiful teal. It says like a glimmering pool on a summer day, and it is. And they have different elements, and a lot of them are turquoise themed. This Dupixent ad is kind of that same color teal. I wonder if they did that on purpose. They've advertised Dupixent all the time on TV. You can't avoid it. They're using this teal, though, with a black and white contrast. And that's one of the suggestions that they have in incorporating teal into your decor, is to balance it out with white and black. Add nature is another tip. Go deep. Teal can go dark without feeling claustrophobic, thanks to its rich undertones. And the other thing is, if you're worried about things being too bold, they say go a little bit dusty. When in doubt, gray it out. Add a little gray. And I wonder if that could be true of any bold color, but that sure is beautiful. Look at that person with a headdress and that piece of artwork. And then they have a pillow cover. What's that from? I can't read it. AKA.com. Air Force Blue. And this is a teal lamp. This is from Lowe's, this teal lamp. That's easy enough. And it says, chalky teal trim tones down the intensity of this graphic tile. And it does. And it keeps it from feeling overpowering. And this is from Walmart, Better Homes and Gardens. It's an area rug. And this is an open bookcase in a teal, and it's pine. Isn't that pretty? This little feature, I believe this young lady lives in Maine with her 3 dogs, 1 little dog and 2 huge dogs. And she is an interior designer, and they show in the next few pages how she has decorated her home. And a lot of it has to do with coexisting with these dogs. And I love these tall bowls. She's made a bench, and there's storage under the bench, but you can see these 2 tall guys here. They wouldn't have to bend. And it looks kind of like a tack room. They're calling it a mud room, but I think that it looks like a tack room to me because of these leashes that she's hung up. And it looks really rustic, and I think it's wonderful. This young lady's name is Tyler, and in the story it says that when she was just a little girl, a dog bit off part of her lip and she had to have plastic surgery. But yet, into her adulthood, she has grown to, I guess, forgive and forget. It wasn't these dogs that did it to her, I'm sure. But it didn't, her love for dogs didn't waver. And one of her suggestions is to have these durable rugs that would certainly help with, dogs and animals. This has nothing to do with this, but it's a Home Depot ad with all these nice things that I'm assuming you can buy at Home Depot. And to be honest with you, a lot of them look like a lot of the decor featured in some of these articles in this magazine. And you can buy them at Home Depot. And of course, there's a little doggy there. Nice lamp, some shelves, a nice lighting fixture, an ottoman. And it says Home Depot furniture pieces, so they must sell them there. Or maybe on their website. And Tyler says the dark-colored durable wool rug in the living room here hides all dog-related sins. And here's her choice for dog beds. It's pricey. It's $269 from LL Bean, but she's got some big dogs. My dog, my pit bull, I should say my dad's pit bull, who I now take care of, he would destroy that. I might as well take $269 or $59. It says $69 for extra large. You might as well throw it out the window. He destroys everything. But that's just him. That's why he was at the animal shelter, It's no big secret there. And here she's got a lot of beautiful plants. And it's very simple and clean. And that is one of her suggestions for giving fabric. Don't make yourself crazy. She recommends Krypton, a durable, easy, clean upholstery fabric. If you're going to share the furniture with the dogs, if that's your decision. And she says that Great Danes are drool machines. So are pit bulls. I'll just add that in. And she has found that this walnut finish hides slobber residue on kitchen cabinets between her frequent wipe downs. She's got a different color cabinet up top, and then this cabinet way up here in subway tile is different, and it's nice. So bio oil, and she's got all these exposed beams throughout her home and a cloud-like light fixture, which is a common theme lately in the decorating magazines, and it's so pretty. It's just a clean, pared down look, and it just works. And she's got beautiful ash floors, and she does vacuum them daily, and she treasures them for their character and their ability to hide scratches. I don't know too much about ash wood. I live in an old house that has oak floors, and they're pretty scratched up from my dog, but I have rugs. So here we have Haddock. Oh, and it says he's definitely in charge. Winnie Cooper, who's sweet and playful, and Clyde, confident, wise, and alert, and he's very chill. But we got the little guy here, and it seems like he's in charge. Haddock. He's running the show. This is another ad for undergarments, disposable undergarments, silhouette. And here are some of the things that you could buy to emulate Tyler's style there. Here is a Namu Natural wooden wall hook. That's from Amazon. And isn't that dog leash cool? It's rope. And it's from harrybarker.com, but Harry, Harry, like Prince Harry, like the name. And this washable pillow cover is denim. Isn't that cool? A reddy black ceramic and bamboo elevated diner pet bowl. That's from Petco. And this is a cool plant stand. It's a standing geometric planter in yellow but it's $95, and I think that that's a little pricey myself for that. All the plant stands I've gotten are from estate sales, and you can get them for $2 or $3. They might not look like that, but if you're looking for a plant stand, that might be the route to go. This is a woven seagrass basket that's from Crate and Barrel. And this is a duvet cover for a dog bed from mollymutt.com. And they're calling it mud cloth. What is mud cloth? A custom pet portrait painted on canvas. And this is Anastasia Art, Etsy.com. Isn't that cute? And another Walmart Better Homes and Gardens rug. Very reasonable. Look at this little Frenchie. And it's a blue ad. Used to be blue buffalo. It's not. It's just blue now. Sleep number bed. Look at this. Beautiful. Oh, I know. I wanted to. This is a whole magazine. I don't think I would be able to get it out of the library, but I don't know if I'm going to say her name right. Zooey Deschanel and then Jonathan Scott they're redoing a 1938 California home. And they have this magazine reveal, and they're spotlighting the rooms in this home. I would love to see all of it. This is the dining room. Look at those beautiful windows. Oh, this is a breakfast room. So it's part design focal point and part day-to-day workhorse. That's probably what we're all trying to achieve. But look at that bench back there. So Jonathan says, we're not modern, clean-lined people. We love history, and we wanted every space to feel authentic and a little eclectic. I love the black. And then the white. And I'm sure that's a feature of the old home. Those curved, I have those in my house too. The curved plaster entryways into the room. They really add something to the feel of a home. What's this? A Zeljan's ad? It's a JAK inhibitor. I wonder what that means. It's a long ad. Here's an ad for Heifer International and Santa. If you're wondering what he's doing these days, he's hanging out on the beach, and the goat borrowed his hat. Santa works all year long, and so do we, it says. I thought this was a very doable place, tablescape. If you were entertaining for any holiday, but this is a summer holiday, these are just dish towels. And this isn't complicated, doesn't involve a sewing machine, and it is no fuss. And we'll see how to make these in the pages coming up. But it's very simple, and they are casual placemats. And then, of course, you could just wash them and use them later. Look at that beautiful red, white, and blue little angel food cake there. And it's very nice. I always see this ad, and I know my cat would love it. I've never bought it for her yet, though. And these just seem so simple and doable. What is it? You can make these a star cut from glitter or foil cardstock finishes the napkin tie. And it is. You just wrap the ribbon around a silverware bundle and thread it through the star with a, punch a hole. There's some of the stars with a hole punched. It sure seems simpler than maybe some of the other 4th of July place settings. I'm not going to name any names, but another magazine that I did that you involve sewing. This doesn't involve a sewing machine and anybody could do it. There's a lactate ad, real milk, real delicious. I thought this was so pretty. And this is doable. This is just putting these rows of tape in patterns. You'd have to take your time and make sure that it looked straight like this so it emulates plaid. But they've put them on a glass vase and then they put a white vase inside for contrast. Here's one with a candle, little candle holder, clear, and made red, white, and blue decorations for the table. And they have poppies and like a white chrysanthemum, but you could use any combination therein. It really looks beautiful. And it says this comes together in minutes, and I imagine that it would. You could play upon that and do whatever you wanted. So they're using transparent vinyl tape on a clear glass container. It seems simple enough. These are cool too. And right after I saw this, I saw something on Facebook or something that was making little things that look like a firecracker for 4th of July. And it was using toilet paper tubes and decorating them and then putting like a straw or something on the bottom and some kind of a cap. And I thought, well, that's much simpler than the things that I saw in the magazine. But now that I looked at it closer, there's a point to them using these cups. I don't know why I didn't realize this at the time, but they have filled them with all these goodies. This is a coffee cup, a disposable coffee cup, and then a flat end cupcake liner foil, either a cutout star that you made or you can buy, and then a paper cup decorated however you wanted to with what you could even draw stuff or paint stuff on there. But they've filled them with all these goodies, which could be whatever you wanted to. They have stickers, candy, like Mardi Gras beads, but red, white, and blue, and bazooka bubble gum, which, I mean, it's red, white, and blue. It's such a perfect thing. And then your guests or your kids or you, whoever you wanted to, could pop the stuff out. So that's where they're coming at with these cups, so you can fill them with stuff. It's not just a decoration or something to hold. And they show how to do it in a minute. Look at those. Little dinosaur. No antibiotics ever for Tyson. This is simple enough too. These are paper napkins that they just folded and put on a piece of string or cord to whatever length you need, but they're just paper. All the different pretty paper napkins that you can find these days. You know, you could make them whatever pattern you wanted. It's such a cute idea. You could even reuse the napkins after, if you want. I mean, I would, but that's me. And here's another red, white, and blue floral arrangement. What's the blue, though? What is that flower? It looks like a thistle. Is it a thistle? And a carnation and baby's breath. And this is a cool idea. They've tied bandanas around pictures to not only be decorative, but to collect condensation. And then these are watermelon pieces cut with a cookie cutter with stars. And that is in lemonade. It's just too cute. I can't take it. We've seen that ad before. Purina with that doctor. 2 kittens, 2 puppies. And that's even kind of in a red, white, and blue. Look at that little gray one with his little socks. Oh, and he's cute too. My son has adopted yet another kitten. Maybe I'll take a picture of him, because we all know they stay kittens about 1 day. I've begged him not to adopt more animals, but I think that's just making him more rebellious, and he only has 3, but we need to stop. Let's just put it that way. Here's the napkin banner. So simple. And then the rocket favor. You need disposable cups, and then you make the cone top. And the templates are, if you scan that, it seems simple enough. Right, they're very cute. There's a Purina ad. This Keytruda ad goes on for a long time. And then we have a nice feature. This is it in Los Angeles? It is. So it's in LA. And this couple, who are they? Suzanne and Kevin. They redid a home, but they kind of left the yard for last. It sounds like, because I think it sounds like it was overwhelming. And they did incorporate the help of a professional. And this is about marrying your hardscape with your softscape. And they said that it took them time to find the Goldilocks moment where it all came together. It's a tug of war. But they've created rooms outside, well, zones maybe, a spot to warm up by the fire, a space to entertain, and a reading nook. And we're going to get to see all of them. And this is the area around their fire pit. There is a close-up when we turn the page. But they kept a lot of the existing trees and a giant bird of paradise to give the yard a sense of maturity. And there's a lot of plants in here that, I mean, they can grow in California. I think it looks beautiful, but I live in Michigan, so I can only dream about growing some of these huge tropical plants that the warmer climates can grow. But they used what they had, and they put a lot of thought in how they would use the different zones to determine the layout, and they catered it to their needs. And there's a lot of shade, and a lot of cozy little corners. And it says here that they mixed decomposed granite, but they can get muddy with rain. Not that they probably get a lot of it, but they might water here. But they've mixed it in with gravel to create a more porous surface. Look at all the beautiful plants. It just looks so lush. And here's their dining area. And it says, not every space needs to make a statement. And I think, oh, look at their little dog. I didn't notice him. That's important to remember. Balance the look in your budget by affordable materials like pea gravel and concrete pavers, and choosing one spot to spend more on, something with an extra personality, like the dining area tiles. You know, don't break the bank. It's so pretty. And the house is the natural starting point for choosing your hardscaping. That may seem obvious, but not really. Those terracotta tiles are beautiful. Here we start ads for all of the different decorating items that you can go to Walmart and buy that are from Better Homes and Gardens. Look at these storage hooks. They kind of look like little crosses to me, but they're not. and they've hung them along this, what do you want to call it? This edge, a piece of trim here. And there's a leash in one, a pink leash, some pink sunglasses, maybe a wallet, a purse, and a jean jacket. All along. You can get everything there. Everything. The fabric, the wallpaper, the paint, everything you see here from Walmart. And it's the Better Homes and Gardens. This is a modern farmhouse 3-tier shoe rack, and it's at Walmart, so it's all reasonably priced. And here we have more. They have a very organized kitchen. They have pretzels. They have the iconic Better Homes and Gardens cookbook there. A nice bowl of green apples, clean folded towels, animal crackers, cookies, candy, water. And here we have a little, very teeny tiny kitchen, assuming that that's what this is. This might be a whole big expanse behind it, I don't know, but as a little way to add storage and workspace, they have this cart. And it's very cute. They have some potatoes and onions and all of their different neat containers and then dishes. And then a nice surface to either sit at or prepare food on. And that is very, very cool. And I like the lights. They're black, and that's a contrast to the rest of it. And look at this closet. Again, that you can buy it all at Walmart. They've wallpapered it in this very pretty gray and like golden floral print. And everything's neat and organized, and they have these beautiful bins, and they are labeled. You can buy it all at Walmart, even the hangers. It's very nice. And the rack to hang things. Here are some tips about taking care of patio furniture. All the different elements. Aluminum, the key is to use a soft cloth so that you don't scratch it. And they are saying to apply a layer of car wax on aluminum. Look at that old chair. Well, it's a drawing. My neighbor has a chair like that, of the old school metal chairs. They're very heavy. And plastic, it says just clean it with soap and water. If they have mold, use white vinegar. And here they are saying use a Charlie's Professional All-Purpose Cleaner. It can handle tough stains. I've never heard of that. And for wood, if it's sealed, use Murphy's Oil Soap or something like that. And if it's unsealed, clean with an equal mix of water and vinegar. For the cushions, for zip-off covers, treat stains with just dish soap and water. Rinse it and then wash it in cold water, launder it. Always hang to dry. And if the covers don't have zippers, just focus on spot cleaning the stains with dish soap. Press hard to remove as much water as you can and put them on their sides with seams down to dry. Then they have tips on cleaning patios and decks. Concrete, use a pressure washer, but don't on stone pavers because it's going to disturb the sand in between. It says just to scrub them with a stable broom, or sweep them with a coarse stable broom and then scrub them with soap and water. And for wood, sweep and hose down the deck and Take care to dislodge the debris between the boards, and then clean with soap and water. And kill mold and mildew with a non-bleach cleaner. If you use a pressure washer, keep it dialed under 1200 psi. Look at this little kitty. America's #1 litter, and that's by Purina Tidy Cat. I wonder if is that true? Probably. Isn't this cute what this young lady has done? She's done it for her children, but she sure doesn't, she still looks so young. She is a savvy student of interior design, and she has made a woodland-themed mural. Look at how cute it is. And she custom designed it to fit the beautiful beds, and these beds are from IKEA. They're $150. And they grow, they're extendable. I've never heard of such a thing. They grow with the kids. They certainly didn't have anything like that when my kids were little, but she's painted birch trees, and then all these little creatures are decals. What's her name? Alexandra. I'll never be able to say her last name, but her Instagram is before and after 65, and she posts her projects. The decals are bought from who? It was a different company. I'm sure that if you go to her Instagram, you can see it. But she painted these on using frog tape. It's so cute. And it is a storybook setting. What's this, a Valspar ad? This lady with her dog, with her overalls on. And now we're going to get to the food part. The recipes. This is all about kebabs, and this is sweet and spicy pork kebabs. Oh, those look good. It's easy enough. I think they have a recipe. Well, they have all kinds of kebab recipes coming up. This is a Takumi teriyaki. This is an ad. But Takumi, it says, is Japanese for craftsmanship. And these are chimichurri grillers. And these are large cuts of beef, chicken, sausage, and vegetables. Doesn't that look good? These are a metal. And here, again, is their little 100-year nod that they do as they celebrate their anniversary. And in June 1960, they had a feature that had every course was a kebab. They had grilled pound cake cubes, iced with jelly, and rolled in coconut for the dessert. And in 1954, they had themed kebabs like ranchers, shish kebabs, and picnic piggles. I would love to see that. I mean, you can't hardly see these little ads or the little pictures. This one was so funny, though. This was from 1971. They had a kebab that was a mustard brushed bologna kebab. Wouldn't that be something to unearth one of those magazines from long ago? I have some old ones, but I don't have anything that old. Bacon ad from Right Brand Bacon. Here's something for vegetarians. Red curry tofu skewers on a bed of rice. Tofu, eggplant, and mushrooms soaking in a ginger curry marinade. And this is kofta kebabs. And it's a ground meat dish with garlic, herbs, and the warming spices of Mediterranean food that are so delicious. And this is with a tzatziki-like sauce. It's a twist on the traditional sauce that they'll have the recipe for later. And this is a pesto chicken and radicchio skewer. I don't know if I say that right. What's the sauce? Oh, it says let the first side, if you're making skewers, let the first side get a good sear before trying to flip it, because they'll release more easily when ready. I wonder if that's true. What's the sauce? Well, first of all, the chicken marinates in a citrus basil pesto, and the sauce is a Parmesan cream. Sounds pretty good. I haven't tried these cookie M&Ms yet. In a twist of irony, I was at CVS yesterday attempting to get a toothpaste deal, which I did do after going to 2 CVS's, but as I was waiting in line, I saw those cookie M&Ms. I didn't buy them though, because I had 4 tubes of toothpaste, and I thought, I mean, come on, what are you going to do, buy 4 tubes of toothpaste and a pack of M&Ms? Which you could do, but I just didn't. I wanted to get out of there, let's just put it that way. And these are different hashes, and they all look good. This is a veggie sweet potato hash, and this is poached eggs, which I've never poached an egg. I've served poached eggs when I was a waitress, but it says here, vinegar in the poaching water helps the egg whites set and hold a firm yet fluffy shape. I never knew that. Look at those pieces of cut corn though. That's a very beautiful, summery looking hash. We made corn on the cob yesterday, and it was very good. This is a spinach and bacon hash, served with a side of guacamole. And then they have a tomatillo sauce that they serve with that too. It's made with zucchini, tomatillos, and spicy jalapenos. So maybe not everybody would like that one. Got a bunch of allergy product ads. Oh, and this I already am hungry, but this is going to be it. I think you say mochi. This is about how, I don't know, somebody correct me. Butter mochi, or maybe it's mochi. Alana Kaiser has written Aloha Kitchen about Hawaiian food. And this is a Hawaiian dessert, and it has many different ethnic roots. I will read them when we flip the page. But it is a signature dessert made from a sticky rice flour. And here's some different flavors of it, but it's basically like a brownie, kind of, I think. Here is how you make, well, first of all, this is coconut lime butter. This one is blood orange creamsicle, butter mochi. And this one is chocolate, almond, and cocoa butter. They all use this basic base. This is, I think, her husband, or her partner, or fiance. And look at the little doggy in the middle. We can't forget about him. His name's Vienna Sausage. But that dessert, it says, and this would make sense when you think about the flow of different people throughout history. This dessert has Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, Korean, and Portuguese roots. It looks delicious. And there are the recipes. And it says to cut it with a plastic knife is one tip. But you could read all about, I read all about it on the internet. I don't know much about that. It was a new one on me. Here's a Lunchables ad that I think these are so cute. They keep making, they have a Trojan horse one. If you have watched any of my other videos, these Lunchable ads, or maybe you've seen them. This one is creating a rocket ship out of mostly circular items. There's ham, or maybe it's turkey, crackers, cookies, and they made a spaceship out of it. Built to be eaten. I don't buy stuff like that. I never really did when my kids were little either, but it's very creative. Here's an Absolura ad. What's this? More ads. Go RVing. This magazine, my mom got it in the mail, and they had a big Go RVing insert in with this, promoting their site. And West Virginia travel ad. I imagine it would be just beautiful. And different pet items, Honey Nut Cheerios. This is a good one. What this gentleman is Barry Jordan. If I'm wrong, I will correct it. But he's a designer for Ralph Lauren, and he grew up in rural England. But he became a fashion designer, and so he moved to Manhattan. But he has escaped city life, moved upstate New York, like a lot of people do, and he has tried to recreate an English garden there. I don't know if it says what city he lives in. I think it says the county. His name is Barry Jordan, yes. So that's easy enough. He has fruit trees, pollinators, pollinator plants, and he has tried to recreate the gardens of his youth, and I think he's done a pretty good job. And it says here that the one thing that he did kind of break the bank on were these boxwoods, and the rest of it he's tried to just labor away and use what you have, which is always a good idea in a gardening project or really any project. Look at these foxgloves. I want to try to grow that. He splurged on the boxwoods, and he said even if I had to eat noodles for a month, I was going to splurge on those boxwoods. And this wall of stones that he has found in his property as he has unearthed, digging, creating his gardens, and it hides his grill. I can't see his grill, so I'd say he's done a good job there. It's beautiful. It says deadhead salvia regularly to keep it flowering. That's another plant that I'm going to try to get a piece of. I'm doing a good job so far in my garden. That's why my nails are non-existent. That's a whole nother story. I'm trying. He says, there is nothing low maintenance about what I do. I'm all about the process. This is my meditation. And here he is working. It is a lot of work. But it says here he stained cheap pine gray so that it resembles cedar. Isn't that a good idea? And he's created these little walkways. And then, of course, he's got this beautiful backdrop of a forest. Upstate New York is so common a backdrop or a location, I guess you would say, when they feature people who have these gardens. I can't flip away from it yet. Elements of an English garden. A doorstep garden, which is the need to be in a garden immediately when stepping outside. That's one feature. Hedges hugging every door and vines climbing the walls. Defined borders. This is interesting. Back when livestock roamed the villages, if you can remember, that would be happening. So you would have to have a fence but the English have never lost their love of hedgerows, gateways, walls, and other means of defining space. So, flowers, an infatuation with flowers, roses, cowslips, columbines, snowdrops, and delphiniums are practically a British birthright, and the palette is typically a mix of quiet pastels and neat and tidy. The famous looseness of the English planting style works well because it's juxtaposed against structural elements like neatly clipped shrubs like a boxwood. This is another beautiful feature. This lady, Christine Joy Llewellyn, I don't know how to say, Omenge. I believe this home is in New Jersey. She's from New York, though, and she has traveled the world. If this is the right one, it is. There she is, pretty. She is a pattern designer. Look at her beautiful house. She has a lot of modern artwork in her home. Plants. Simple, simple, simple. Look at that lamp. Remember how we saw that Home Depot ad earlier? I'm sure that probably nothing in this house came from Home Depot. I may be wrong, but a lot of it has this, it emulates it, let's put it that way. She's got a lot of natural fibers in these. There's some wood. There's the TV tucked way back there. Pretty fireplace. I'm pretty sure we see this room from another angle in the coming pages. It's very nice, I think. Get that trim around that hearth there. I have an old fireplace that does not have that trim like that. I need to have a carpenter come do that. No, it's not the same room. I thought that it was. It's not. There's another fireplace. Look at these Swedish chairs. Aren't they cool? Beautiful. Chandelier. A few little plants up there. I love that blue. So she's an artist and a surface pattern designer. And her mother traveled the world working for the United Nations. So there's a lot of influence of that throughout the home. I love the baskets of, in this case, things for her fireplace, wood. It's very cozy. And another light fixture that has globes that they kind of look like clouds. I always say that. And it just seems like that more modern art. Look at that black trim. It's a nice contrast. And they have a black wall. This is a nice creative area with their writing utensils in the middle of the table. She has a whole art studio that we'll see. Oh, here's one of her children in a very, it's a very clean room. And look at their little teepee. No clutter, pretty light. And they are just enjoying a book on the bed. We'll see her design studio soon. They had a barn on their property, and she teaches classes here and uses it as a studio. Isn't it just remarkable? It's very colorful, and the rug is geometric design, and they have the beauty of the exposed beams, and here's her beautiful family. I'm assuming this is everybody pictured. And her children seem to have the same creative drive that Mom has. And here are some different design techniques with patterns, indigo dyeing, block printing, and batik, popularized in Indonesia. Remember earlier in the magazine, we learned that National Ice Cream Day is coming, July 17th. And here we are with a few pages of just outright deliciousness. And cookbook authors Paul Arguin and Chris Taylor share how to turn store-bought ice cream into something memorable. Did they write a book, or did they just write this article? Oh my gosh, this is cornbread. Cornbread cookie ice cream sandwiches. And look at the stars cut out. Oh, that's good. This is what does that look like? It looks like an ice cream sandwich, but it's tiramisu. Look at the pretty plates. And those look like they might be bamboo utensils. Oh boy, look at these. Pistachio gelato brownie bars. Oh boy. And here's from the cover. And they're these beautiful pinkish orange colors on the contrast of a beautiful blue plate. And this is the confetti cake and ice cream pop. So good. What does this remind you of? Remember when Chi-Chi's had fried ice cream? If you're old enough, you remember that. And they have the fried in quotation marks, so it's like a mock fried ice cream truffles. And this is a polka dot Neapolitan pie. Use a melon baller or a tiny cookie scoop to make the strawberry and chocolate polka dots. Here's the recipes. They seem far too complicated for me to try, but I don't know, they sure look good. They're so creative. That would be more my speed, just going and buying those mini Magnum bars. Here's how they make those pops, though. You got to make a cake, and they do just make cake mix, and you're going to have leftover because you're going to make cupcakes with the leftover cake mix. And then you use a loaf pan to create that the rectangles, and then you layer it along. These are actually all the recipes. The kebabs too. And this ad, this is something new on me. I don't think they sell it in the Midwest where I live yet. But it just caught my eye. It's called Do Good Chicken. I'm thinking, well, what is it? Like a non-meat chicken, like soy. And then I saw that it's carbon-reduced real chicken. That's a new one on me. And I do purchase like chicken, plant-based chicken products if I can get a good price on them. But this is real chicken, and it is how is it carbon reduced? Well, they are feeding surplus food to the chickens. Upcycled surplus food from grocery stores to chickens. And obviously, it's going to reduce that particular chicken's carbon footprint. I have never kept chickens. I would like chickens, but I live in the city. I can technically have 2 chickens where I live, but I'm not doing that. I live right next to people, and I would like to do that if I ever had a farm, but From what I know, chickens will pretty much eat anything. From what I've seen, like on YouTube videos, they'll eat like scraps. So that might be a good thing to do. I will look for that in my coming soon in my area. There's a Kerrygold ad. It's mostly all ads and recipes. This Hellman's ad is out turning something into nothing. We do that a lot in my house. We try to use what we have in the refrigerator to make our own unique creation to reduce food waste. I try anyway. Here is a numbers section. They always give these little facts. Now, how many extra minutes of sleep are you going to get each night adding a resistance training to your workout routine? They claim 40, and later on they show some resistance exercises that we'll look at that maybe we can try. So, what percentage of plants? Okay, these scientists found that plants filtered as much as 20% of the nitrogen dioxide out of the air when you keep houseplants. That's pretty interesting. This one's interesting too. This has gone up from 307 million in 2020 to now 547 million in 2021, and it is victims. It's the amount of money victims have lost in online dating scams. So be careful out there, folks. Please be careful out there. So what comes 2 days before National Ice Cream Day? National Pet Fire Safety Day. And look at this little Dalmatian. Remember to include your pets in your fire escape plans and routes. And that's assuming that you have one for your humans. So do that. When you sit and think about it, it can be mind-boggling. Trying to think of wherever the different pets sleep and where you might find them. And of course, they might be scared. So they might be hiding even more if there's a fire. So how much more a month is the average American family spending because of inflation? They're saying $296. Depending on where in the country you live and how you live. I'm sure that's probably true. There's a Beneful ad that looks like my son's dog a little bit. He's a Catahoula leopard dog. Let's do this quiz. Test your swim skills. Okay, number 1. You see someone in the pool with the water up to their mouth, very still and silent. They're not splashing around, so you figure they're A, getting over a muscle cramp, B, meditating, or C, drowning. I'm going to pick drowning. Which water is okay to swallow? Pool, it's A. B is lake, stream, river, or C, none of the above. I would say that one's none of the above. If you get caught in a rip current that's pulling you out to sea, you should swim right to shore. That's A. B is swim parallel to shore until you're away from the current. Or C, face the shore and wave for help. I think it's B. That terrifies me of getting caught in the riptide. That's a big fear of mine. Which of these is not a good safety device? A, water wings or floaties. B, a swim raft or ring. I'm sorry, I meant to say C. B, swim raft or ring. C, pool noodle, or D, all of the above. I think it's all of the above. What is the recommended wait time to wait between swimming and eating? I'm going to get this one wrong. A, 15 minutes. B, 30 minutes. C, an hour, or D, no waiting required. I'm going to cheat. D, no waiting required. The answers are there. Because I figured that was a trick question. I probably would have said, I don't know what I would have said, but I wouldn't have picked D. C, who does not need to wear a life vest on a boat? I already know the answer to this. A, adults who can swim. B, children who can swim. C, dogs. Or D, there are no exceptions. I already know that. 7, which is the least safest way to enter a body of water? A, tiptoe in from a shallow area. B, head first, arms above your head or at your sides. Or C, feet first. I'd say head first is the least, so let's check. Number 1, C. Number 2, C. Number 3, B. Number 4, D. Number 5, D. Number 6, D. And number 7, B. Got 100%. Oh, Summer's Eve's got a new spa collection. Very fancy packaging. And here are all the reasons why those answers were right. Drowning is a silent event, says the health educator of the Children's Health Board of Orange County, California. If the lungs don't have enough air to breathe, you can't yell for help. Look at these two selling lemonade. Or maybe they're just sharing lemonade. I thought this was interesting. First of all, it's a rainbow of goodies, beautiful produce. Eat to hydrate, and they give the water content of some of this summertime bounty we might be eating as we have our fresh produce all summer. Strawberries are 92% water. Peaches are 88% water. Apples, 84% water. I forgot to buy apples yesterday at the store. Tomatoes are 94% water. Bell peppers, 92% water. I have 4 bell peppers in my fridge I need to do something with today. And zucchini. Well, we all know if you've ever made zucchini bread, you might think zucchini is 99% water, but they're saying it is 94% water. And of course, all of those items pretty much are filled with fiber too. There's that, another light like that, black light we saw earlier, but it's more like a chrome. Maybe it's not real chrome, but a chrome look. This is talking about pet vaccines. Look at this beauty. I think that's a Russian blue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Should my dog get the Lyme disease vaccine? I've never heard of that for dogs. And if you live in an area with heavy tick infestation, which I don't, I live in a city, but you might want to, if you do, especially the Northeast and upper Midwest. I guess that's there. I've never seen a tick here where I live in Southeast Michigan. I know that we have them if you go up north to Michigan. My dog goes to daycare. Does he need additional vaccines? Yeah, I already know the answer to that. We almost put my son's dog in daycare. I ended up babysitting him during that particular phase of my son's career. We had to get the dog so many extra shots, though, when we thought he was going. We had to give him all kinds of flu vaccine. There were at least 3 add-ons. And if my cat is indoors, does she really need shots? And I've always said no, but it talks about all the viruses we do bring in our home on our shoes. And, in most places that, you do a rabies shot's required. The mus, rabies, distemper, parvovirus, canine adenovirus type 1 and 2, feline herpes virus, and I'll never be able to say it. What is it? Kawasaki virus. It's a very contagious infection of the upper respiratory tract in cats. So here's the resistance training. A bridge press, a plank pull through, lateral to reverse lunge, bend over row and deadlift. You'll gain strength, balance, muscle, and strong bones. I think I should try it. I'm starting to feel very stiff, let's just put it that way, as I age, and it's not good. This is a 20-minute routine. What if I just tried this? The thing is that that's not just these 4. Here's an ad for ILEA, but look, there's more. Close grip press. That seems easy enough because I always think anything laying I can do. And the sumo squat lift. This would be so easy for me to try too because my husband always has 2 barbells where him and his dog lay and watch TV. So I have absolutely no excuse. The barbells would be laying right there. I stub my toe on them practically every day. This gentleman is Patrick with a no K at the end. Like you would spell it. Do they spell it like that in Scotland or Ireland? I don't know. Patrick Richardson, and he is a textile care expert, a clothes care expert. And he says wash everything in warm water and on the express cycle. It's kinder to your clothes and saves time and water. He's written a book, Laundry Love, Finding Joy in the Common Chore. And he shares lessons passed down from his mother, grandmother, and professors at the University of Kentucky, where he studied merchandising, apparel, and textiles. For smelly clothes, he turns to vodka. Fill a small spray bottle with vodka and spray on clothes that smell like smoke, French fries, or your favorite restaurant with bad ventilation. Interesting that alcohol kills bacteria and removes strong odors. I never knew that. His fascination with clothes care started as a toddler when he received a toy washing machine for Christmas. So this is the laundry guy on HGTV. I don't ever watch HGTV. This is why I'm finding out about this guy, and I'm fascinated with him. I must know more now. But I would read his book. I don't even know if we can get HGTV the way our TV is right now. And I would have to ask my husband to download the app, and I'm not doing it. I've been trying to read more. Bags over baskets. He uses extra large canvas tote bags instead of laundry baskets. It's a good idea, and we kind of do that here. They've got big handles. They're easier to carry. I can't do laundry without having a ball. He keeps 4 types of balls in the laundry room. 3 for the dryer, the wool balls for light loads, tennis balls for comforters, and wadded balls of aluminum foil for static electricity. And then he has a disco ball just for fun, whose laundry room, if you're lucky enough to have one, couldn't use a disco ball. And then he removes tough stains with Fell's Naphtha laundry soap bar, $2 at grocery stores, and a small horsehair brush. Horsehair actually becomes softer when it's wet, so it will not damage your fabric. We're at the end of the line here, folks, but look at this guy. Is that a real picture, I wonder? Sitting on his person, or her person, or their person, and it is an IAMS ad. Look at him. It's so cute, and a Neutrogena ad. Anyway, I hope you have a good holiday weekend, no matter what you're doing. My poor husband, is working so hard. If you work in healthcare, as do I, but I have a couple days of reprieve. He doesn't. He works in direct care, so they're short-staffed, but I hope you find some time to relax and do something fun, maybe. Just take a little break. And thank you for looking at the magazine with me. I have a new toy video, and I am going to post it in a couple days. Old toys that I am giving away. And I made a video to part with them as I downsize my house. But thanks for spending some time with me, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.